Well, hello, everybody, again. I want to welcome you to the Coaches Four Quarters radio show. And we have coming on the show Mr. Daniel Austin, clinical coordinator of the High Desert Heart Institute, Heart Failure. Now, he's going to talk to you a little bit, but I want to tell you a little bit about Dan. About a year or two ago, I was diagnosed with COPD. At the time, I was working in the National Football League. And as I spoke to Dan about, I did not have the strength to walk from sideline to sideline. I got sick in Orlando at the NFL Pro Bowl, and I went to the VA in Orlando, and they told me that I was diagnosed with COPD. I continued to coach, but as I coached, I got weaker and weaker. So I was helping out a college here in Victorville, California, after the NFL retired me. And a gentleman told me, one of the coaches told me, I have something for you that's going to help you. And he gave me a container of, and I'm hoping that I say this the right way, Arginix, say it, Dan.
Argenx Vascular.
Arginix Vascular. And I started taking it, and within, I would say, a week and a half, I had the strength to do whatever I needed to do. So I'm going to bring Dan on, and I'm going to ask Dan a couple of questions, and Dan is going to tell you about the Arginix again. I hope you say it right. Dan will say it again, and we'll get it right. But anyway, Dan, what is the Arginix? Tell me.
First of all, Coach, thanks for allowing me to be here. I really appreciate you allowing me to take in one of the quarters of these four quarters. But I really appreciate you having me be on. I think that this is something that is going to affect your entire audience, regardless of age. But Arginx, this is Argenetics. Okay, what this is, Coach, is a pharmaceutical grade nutraceutical supplement. Okay, and it's the result of many years of work that my partner, Dr. Siva Rudisalam, who is the co-founder of the High Desert Heart Institute here in Victorville, California. He and I have been working for the last well over a decade now, working on a nutritional supplement to have a benefit for our patients. Dr. Siva has the largest cardiovascular institute up here in the high desert here, a population base of greater than 500,000 people. But one of the things that I've been very fortunate to have been working with him now for, almost 18 years. The fact that he's always thinking outside of the box. So a little over 10 years ago, I was approached by someone who said, hey, would you want to take to see how a semi-essential amino acid called L-arginine, and to see how it would be beneficial since it gets converted to a molecule, very powerful molecule called nitric oxide, and how this molecule can have a benefit for our patients in the cardiac world. And those patients were patients who had high blood pressure, had diabetes, who had congestive heart failure, who had a specific condition called pulmonary hypertension, which is high blood pressure in the lungs. It's a very progressive disease. So what we were looking to do was a study in which we did for over a 6-month study, cost over $250,000 that Dr. Siva spent to see how it would affect our patients in this aspect. And you were sort of one of the type of a patient that had that benefit, okay, from the pulmonary side, have that benefit in that aspect of it they're going through. So what we have here is we have the culmination in the last 4 years. We have the culmination here as a pharmaceutical grade nutraceutical product, which means that there are ingredients in this supplement that have the same benefits that a drug would without the deleterious side effects, okay, right, of a medication.
And so I wanted to ask you also, and now from my point of view, how does it help the football players? I know that you work through the NFL and you work with NFL players, and I know I may be one of the first coaches, but I know you've worked through the NFL and done things for them. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So anyway, so my background is over 3 decades of emergency and critical care nursing, and so I played football in high school, and it was I was I've talked about I was a defensive back in high school. It's near and dear to me. I developed epilepsy 50 years ago, so I couldn't pursue after that. I couldn't pursue football later on in college and everything. But it took me down the course where I am right now as a registered nurse and working on prevention. And what we've done is over the years, okay, we've had our product being introduced to. We first started getting introduced to Olympic athletes, okay, so retired Olympic athletes. One of them was Willie Gault, okay, who was Olympian and also a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, okay. You may remember that name there. He was one of our really first pro athletes to really use our product, and this is when we were first starting out. Secondly, what we did was we have some other retired professional football players that have used the product more for how they've been using it afterwards, for endurance. So it's one of the questions that I was really looking forward to asking: how are genetics and football? How does it relate to football? How does this product relate to football? Well, what we're looking at here is when we were looking at our patients here who are ill, but let's say what we wanted to do was we did a study, Coach, and I remember talking to you about this study we did with runners. And what we did was we said, this is not a product that was just for ill patients. This is a product that athletes could use, because later on down the road, what I did was I was involved. My athletic abilities now were triathlons, okay, marathons. And so what I was looking, especially with my triathlete background, I was looking at how can I keep the lactic acid out of the muscles, okay, and for my recovery time to be quicker. So what we did was we took a group of runners, we put them on treadmill, we brought them in, we did pre-lactic acid levels, and then we put them on treadmill, we hit them on the treadmill and maxed them out, okay, then we did immediate lactic acid levels, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 30 minutes. Then we brought them back the next day, okay, we got a lactic acid level baseline, and then we gave them a dosing of the Argenetics. We waited 1 hour, and then we put them back on the treadmill and maxed them out again.
And that's one of the questions. That is one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Now, this is good for as I know for myself, but also from Pop Warner kids all the way. So could you speak a little bit about the younger football player all the way up to someone like myself?
So what we took to finish up on that study, what we did is, it was a really interesting study because 100% of the runners, okay, had less lactic acid buildup, okay, after using the Argenetics, okay. 100% of the runners had a shorter recovery time period, okay, and 100% of the runners, okay, went further on that second day. 100%. So we had a better performance. We had a shorter recovery time to get back to baseline for their heart rate. Okay, and we had less lactic acid buildup, okay, which is what we have, especially with the football players. What's our biggest muscles in our thighs? So that's where those lactic acids build up in the thighs and everything going through. And as one of the football players, pro football players, as he gave us a great talk, was he said, hey, if I would have been using this product, I honestly believe I probably would have been playing an extra year, because what he's doing a lot of bicycling to keep his weight down right now. So going back to your question about Pop Warner, we have a sort of where's our age group right now? Before I met you, I had a retired professional soccer player who's coaching the 18 and under girls soccer team here, which ranked number 2 in the U.S. Okay, in the 18 and under soccer. And what they've been using is the Argenetics at halftime. So this is where we would be looking at utilizing, rather than using water or like a Gatorade or some other type of green, what we have in here is we have the ingredients of the Argenetics in here. We have vitamins and minerals, okay, and the other ingredients in have here that would be better off as far as electrolyte ingredients, okay, for that person. What that
I
does.
find that I'm able to exercise longer, and when I get winded, what I do is I take a little bit, because you know with my COPD is more or less the fatigue and being out of energy, and it gives me. I do it twice a day. I do it before my workout, and it gives me the greatest energy. Now, what I want to speak to you about, you're not only doing the arginate, you're also doing other things which I am a benefit of, the vitamin D, and you also have the arginate spray. And so could you speak a little bit on some of the other things that you have?
So I wish the thing is I had a vitamin D. One of the things that right now with the big COVID-19 problems going on right now, one of the treatment modalities that they're doing with the COVID patients is they're giving them higher doses of vitamin D, Coach. Okay, and vitamin D is really, really important for the immune system. Okay, really important for bone mineralization, okay, in this aspect of here. So for those Pop Warner kids, for those high schoolers that are moving on up, okay, we're looking at, we're trying to get higher levels of vitamin D, okay, for this patient population, okay, for these type of athletes and this aspect of it here going through. At the same point in time, to help the immune response. Vitamin D, there's a strong correlation between vitamin D deficiency and insulin sensitivity. So for our patients who have family history of diabetes, okay, what we're looking at doing, we're looking at higher levels of vitamin D are associated with bringing down the hemoglobin A1C, which is an indicator, okay, a strong indicator for where that patient's diabetic situation is. And this is where we've been very successful in using both the vitamin D and the Argenetics, because of some of the really important ingredients in the Argenetics to help that aspect of bringing down the patient's hemoglobin A1Cs. Secondly, we also put in, what we did was we put in some of the ingredients that are in our Argenetics, we put it in the spray form, okay,
Right.
called Minox, okay?
Right.
And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to say, how can we use the spray form, which you need to spray sublingual under your tongue, okay, while you're working out. And what that does is that it uses the ability to have this nitric oxide vasodilation to get better oxygenation, okay, up into the lungs. So as you're doing, whether it be on the workouts, when you're doing sprints, okay, and then we're doing that aspect of it there, whether on the different interval trainings, okay, for example, for me, as I was coming off the bike and having to go ahead and get ready to do my run, okay, I was using the Argenetics on the bike as I was drinking for hydration. And what I was doing, it was keeping lactic acid out of the muscles. So for whatever training purposes the coaches are having for their athletes, whether it be teenagers, whether it be college, and whether it be pro, what we're looking to do is we're looking to be able to offer, okay, a product that is going to be beneficial not only for athletically, but for the cardiovascular system, the entire vascular structure, and having an interventional cardiologist as one of our founders of this product here, looking at it. We're always going to be looking, Coach, for ingredients.
You know, I've been blessed to live here in Victorville, where the product is made. So could you give the community how to reach you, how to get a hold of you, to receive your product? And also, I wanted to speak to you on our Share and Compare, where we take athletes and we're doing stats, and we're keeping stats and compare athletes all around the country, and things that, and we rank. Well, we're not ranking them, but they are being ranked. But we're not the ones that are doing it, but they are being ranked. So we want to know, how do you feel about that?
I mean, in fact, this is something that we're always, the science that Dr. Steve and I have been doing for the last a decade plus. We've been doing ongoing studies, ongoing data on how our patients are doing, especially on this product right here. We've been doing studies on how the efficacy of our vitamin D delivery system is versus a pill. It has to get dissolved and absorbed into the large intestine. So the efficacy of the delivery system of our products and everything, we feel is better than other products on the market. The arginine alpha-ketoglutarate is the type of arginine that we have in our product here, Coach. It has a 90% absorption rate versus a 50% absorption rate than regular other L-arginine products. What that means is that while the players on the field, okay, they're not having to drink a lot of fluids and everything to go ahead and get the proper absorption because of another ingredient we have in here called estrogen, which enhances absorption in the gut. So what you're getting better vascular flow everywhere, to the brain, okay, to the lungs, to the heart, okay, to the muscles in this aspect. So everything we have in here is going to work synergistically on that aspect of it there. And we've been measuring these over the years, okay, through different data processes that we have at the Heart Institute. So what we've been going, this is a product that's based on science. We have added ingredients over the years, okay, to make the product better. That's always been our promise to our patients and to the public, is that anytime, for example, we have a vitamin K2 in here, and the vitamin K2 that we use here is called MiniQ 7. The dosage we have in here is one that is for the athletic heart. There's a new study that's being published out that I'll be giving you a copy to. We're going to have it online, showing that it improved cardiac function by 12% in the male athletic heart.
Good.
Now, for the athlete, for the football player who's out there, okay, wants to have that bit of an edge, okay, an improvement in cardiac output, 12%, Coach, is fantastic. Okay?
Well, that's what we wanted to ask you now. For people that want to reach out to you, that's hearing this and they want to reach out, could you tell them how to reach out to you and phone numbers and where it's, because that's very important that they're able to reach out to you and touch you when they need you, because as I said, coming on to the show with you, this product for me has been a godsend, and it has helped me and bring me to the point where I am today. And so I am an active user. I will continue to be an active user. So can you tell the people how to reach out, touch you, phone numbers, things like that?
Okay, so Coach, we have the thing, arginext.com, ARGINEXT.com. Okay, that is our website that will get to the consumer, to your coaches, to your players. Okay, that will get you to the website that will show them our ingredient sheet. It will show them videos of Dr. Siva and myself of why we created this product. Okay, talk about how it affects the athlete on that aspect of it there. What I didn't have the opportunity to talk with you about before coming on, but if this is okay with you, what I would like to do is offer to your base here is I would like to offer a discount, okay, of our product to your consumer, to your coaches here, because I think the coaches do is your coaches should try this product first, okay, because as you know, as the coach, you saw what it did to you, okay, you've seen what it did to Coach Stanley when he was doing on that aspect
Right.
they're going through. So I would recommend the coaches try this first so they could see the benefit that they're doing, to see what they're giving for energy, for better recovery time, for reduction in lactic acid. So how it fits into their exercise regimen, whether it be pre-workout, post-workout, or even during workout on that aspect of it they're going through. So our arginext.com is our main access code on that aspect they're going through. There will be a promo code, okay? And if it's okay with you, Coach, I would like to put a promo code on there that says 4 quarters, the number 4, and then quarters.
And I'm sure that Mr. Daniel Moore would be more than happy.
So if she puts that 4 quarters in, okay, all of your listeners and everything, if they put that thing in the promo code, they'll get 25% off.
That would be great. That would be great.
So it's going to take me probably overnight for me to notify my IT person, because I was just thinking about this today before we started the program. So I have to notify my IT to go ahead and put that promo code in there, get that in there. So please, if anyone is viewing this, okay, we'll be doing this today.
Well, we want everyone to know about it, because as I said, I couldn't believe the results that I got. And I also want them to know that when they contact you or talk to you, you've always been there for me and stood by me through thick and thin. So now, and I also want you to know that my workouts are so much better, and I have my strength and my energy. So I feel as though it slows down my COPD. I'm not going to say it takes it away, but it slows it down. Okay, and so I want to thank you for coming on. I look forward to hopefully having you again along with the doctor, and I will see you soon. And thank you so much.
Okay, thanks very much, Coach.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy being with you. Take care.
Bye-bye.